Sa kabila ng pagkakapanalo ng Philippine Dragon Boat Federation sa Tampa, Florida sa World Championships, hindi pala sila itinuturing na national team. Ang kanilang pagpunta sa World Dragon Boat Competition, bunga ng sariling pagsisikap at tulong ng mga kababayan. Wala umanong tulong na naibigay sa kanila ang gobyerno. Kaugnay niyan, makakapanayam natin si Commissioner Jose Luis Gomez ng Philippine Sports Commission. Magandang umaga, Commissioner Gomez.
Magandang umaga, Howie.
So, okay, hindi sila national team pero nanalo pa rin sila. Dala nila yung bandila ng Pilipinas. Nabati na ba sila formally ng ating pamahalaan?
Yes, Howie. Alam mo, the moment that they won, our chairman, si Chairman Garcia, sent a congratulatory text message to Nestor Ilagan, the head of PDBF, no? And then we followed it with an email message to them, no? And definitely the team will be coming home, I think, on Friday, no? And I hope that we'll have the opportunity to meet them and congratulate them personally.
Okay, so bakit nga hindi sila itinuturing na national team? Kasi dala nila yung bandila natin doon and they were recognized as the representatives from the Philippines. Pwede pala yun. Kahit hindi sila national team, they can represent the Philippines in a world championship.
Yes, alam mo, the issue ng national team is it's a long story, no? But basically, in order to simplify it para sa mga nakikinig or nanonood ng itong show na to, is in order for a team to be considered a national team or an NSA, a National Sports Association, they have to be recognized by the International Olympic Committee. No? And there are a lot of sports that belong to, that fall under the International Olympic Committee that are recognized. No? For example, canoe-kayak, rowing, etc. No? Now, the problem kasi ng Dragon Boat is in the process of being accepted by the International Olympic Committee. And I really think that in a matter of years, no, or even sooner than we expect, they will be an IOC member and they'll become a full-fledged National Sports Association. But as of now, we cannot accept them. And when I'm saying we, it's not really the Philippine Sports Commission, it's the Philippine Olympic Committee. No? Just to step back, because I can see a question.
Ano ba yung relationship ng
that's why.
So commissioner kayo ng Philippine Sports Commission,
yes,
and then may a Philippine Olympic Committee.
Kaya nga.
There's an official relationship there.
Yes, let me explain that. No, yung Philippine Olympic Committee is actually the group. It's a private group composed of all of the heads ng iba-ibang national sports associations. For example, yung SBP for basketball, PATAFA for track and field, etc. No, they all get together, and every 4 years they elect a head for the Philippine Olympic Committee. No, it used to be before Christy Ramos, now it's Pepin Coangco, and they've been different heads. No, the Philippine Sports Commission, naman, we are the government agency. We're appointed by the president, and we serve on the pleasure of the president. And our job is to make sure that the funds that are given by government goes to the right places. No? Okay. So we are only the funding agency. PSC has no right to determine the national team.
So you will only give funds to teams, to sports recognized by the Philippine Olympic Committee. And that takes its cue from the International Olympic Committee.
Yes.
At sa ngayon, yung Dragon Boat Racing, hindi siya nire-recognize na sport or hindi siya nire-recognize officially ng International Olympic Committee, kaya hindi rin pwedeng i-recognize ng Philippine Sports Commission?
Ganon din parang ganon din Pero alam mo yung misnomer na hindi nagsusupport yung PSC sa the Dragon Boat, when you look at the records ng over the past so many years, no? Ever since Dragon Boat was recognized by the POC in 2003, we've actually been given a total of 55 million pesos, no, to Dragon Boat as a sport, no? This year, in our budget for Dragon Boat, we have a budget of 5 million pesos for Dragon Boat. No?
Pero when you say Dragon Boat, sa sport lang to, hindi yung sa national team. So kunyari, halimbawa, nagpunta sila sa World Championships, they needed airfare, pang-hotel, pang-meals. Tumulong ba ang gobyerno doon sa pagpunta nila sa World Championships sa Tampa, Florida? No. Hindi nakatulong gobyerno.
Let me explain why. No? Kasi alam mo right now with the Philippine Sports Commission, our budget is very limited. No? We don't get enough money from government. No? And we have a total, it's a very small budget that we have to divide over 52 different NSAs. No? And so whenever you have a budget, let's say of 5 million pesos for Dragon Boat, most of this covers allowances and meals for the national team athletes. No? It hardly, a very small portion covers international travel. And it's the same for almost all sports, no? For example, everyone's talking about football, no? In football, the PSC actually doesn't fund PFF that much, no?
So itong
All
mga
of
sports teams, sariling sikap. They
Yeah,
have to raise
sariling- yeah,
funds
they
through
raise
the private
funds,
sector,
private sector, etc.
mga sariling pamilya.
Yes, no?
So, napolitika ba ang Dragon Boat team, yung federation?
Well,
May politika ba to?
I think, bago lang ako dito sa PSC. I've
So,
been
1
serving
year-
for
1
1 year,
year, 1
Howie.
year.
And alam mo, sports is a very political, and I think politics is a big
Yeah.
sport. No?
In
And,
general.
in general.
But
And
in this
so,
particular case,
honestly,
nagkaroon ba
I
ng
think-
conflict at that level between personalities, because of turf, or nag-aagawan ba sa leadership ng sport na to?
In my opinion, no, yung nangyayari kasi it starts even from the top at the international level. Because when the IOC mandated IDBF, International Dragon Boat Federation, to go under canoe kayak, even within that level, pero may mga problema na eh. Parang they want to assert their independence and they want to become IOC members, no? And so they're very assertive of that fact. And I think that trickles down to local National Olympic Committee membership, no? And the head of the PDBF, and he's a really good guy, Mr. Ilagan, and he does well for the sport, I think doesn't want to fall under the head of the Canoe Kayak Federation because they feel ibang-iba talaga yung technique ng athletes, ng etc., ng canoeing with the dragon boat, traditional boat racing.
Oh, okay,
no?
Understood. But just for the
Yes.
sake of, kasi alam naman natin lahat
Yeah,
yun na iba
oo.
yung canoeing
Yes,
sa
oo.
kayaking sa dragon boat. No? But just for the sake of getting government support, kunyari, pumayag sila na
Yeah.
sumailalim sa kayak and canoe, what do you call it, federation?
Yes,
or,
yes.
Makikilala na sila, kikilalanin nyo na
Yeah.
national team.
As a
Yung
matter of-
yun lang ang obstacle
Yeah.
nito?
As a matter of fact,
It's a matter of branding?
Yeah. Yung nangyari nga dito is that when they consolidated, sabi ng Canoe Kayak Federation, they said, anyone who wants to join the Canoe Kayak Federation as a national team for Dragon Boat are welcome. So they invited all the athletes of PDBF to come. About half the team went, half the team transferred, no? So this half of the team that were being paid for when they were under PDBF are now currently under payroll with the PSC. So we have about 12 athletes that moved from the PDBF to Canoe Kayak. Tuloy-tuloy pang ang allowances nila, meals, etc. No? So, to say that we don't support, parang medyo malabo yan because we really do support Dragon Boat, no? Now, in terms
As a sport?
As a sport, no?
You just don't support the national team going to these championships.
Yeah.
Kasi parang ang lumalabas ng mga kwento, medyo nakakaawa sila.
Yeah,
na parang
yeah.
yung mga tiga-Amerika pa yung tumutulong sa
Yeah.
pag-hotel nila. Na pagdating doon, kailangan maghanap pa ng mga sponsor. In fact, yun nga, as far as the international community of Dragon Boat is concerned, parang yun nga, kulang nga sa suporta rito at sobrang nakakaawa itong Philippine team.
Yeah. Let's just take a step back and say na, alam mo, what happened now is that because they didn't want to be affiliated with the NSA, which is Canoe Kayak, they actually were allowed to participate as a club team. No? And when you participate as a private club team, kailangan kumuha ka ng funding from private sources. And that's why we're very thankful that we have people like Lucio Tan who support sports. No? And it's not just in Dragon Boat, but there's so many. When you look at the number of requests that come to the PSC's table every week, ang daming ibang sports yan. It's ranging from ultimate frisbee to rock climbing to even to Little League baseball that's ongoing now. And all of these, although
So lahat
they're
yan may private
affiliated,
sponsors?
These are all private.
In this case, yung sa Philippine Dragon Boat, nabanggit nyo si Lucio. So, Philippine Airlines tumulong
Yes,
sa...
Philippine Airlines, Cobra, and
the drink.
Yes, and so and this is really part of what we're trying to push forward in the PSC to really bring the private sector in place. No, right now our budget is very small. No, our national budget with all the money that we have is only about 780 million pesos.
780 million divided among how many sports?
52 different NSAs and the
52
national
different-
games,
52
etc.
different sports, and lahat yan may gusto ng
Yes.
malaking budget.
And just to give an idea, yung Singapore, because I heard you mention Singapore kanina, yung budget hawin ng Singapore for sports is 6 billion pesos.
6 billion, and they're a much smaller country.
they
I
only
think
have four
Singapore's
they only
population
have-
is less than Pasay. No?
Yes, no? And so that gives us a sense of perspective. Among all the Southeast Asian countries, our budget is the smallest. We're even smaller than Brunei and Vietnam. And and that's why we're trying to draw the private sector into it, to help us with support. And when we spoke to the president about it, the president told us that there are other many problems about, poverty, about,
Peace,
dengue
okay,
and everything
crime.
else.
Oo.
And so, we understand it. We said, Mr. President, okay lang yan, no? We'll try to make it work and really draw the public sector in.
Okay, one final question. Ngayon na uuwi ngayon na, o nakauwi na yung Dragon Boat Racers, nagwagi sila sa World Championships sa Tampa, Florida. Meron ba silang maasahan na benepisyo o recognition o pagkilala ng pamahalaan?
Definitely meron, no? But the thing that we have to quantify is this. Now, there's an incentive act for athletes that win in Asian Games, Olympics, Southeast Asian Games. And in that incentive act, it includes a World Championship. And there's an incentive act that ranges from an incentive of 500,000 to 1 million, etc. But the definition ng World Championship dito is it has to be a quadrennial World Championship, which means like a World Cup that happens once every 4 years. This Dragon Boat competition, like a lot of other world competitions, happens either twice a year, or every other year, or yearly. So it doesn't qualify under that incentive act. Much as we would want to give it, legally we can't. And so that's the problem that we face. But I'm sure that when they come back, there will be a lot of people from the private sector that will come forward and donate to them.
Okay, that's good news.
I'm sure that we've been hearing about this. I've also heard that some certain congressmen and senators will want to also give their support. On our part from the PSC, we just had a boxer, a 15-year-old boxer that won the World Championship. He's not covered by that incentive act, but we're also going to give him something as a form of support and appreciation, mainly just to help them with, their families and for balato ba, and it's a very Filipino thing.
Okay, that's good news. So thank you very much for that
Okay,
explanation.
you're
Maraming
welcome.
salamat, Commissioner Jose Luis Gomez ng Philippine Sports Commission. At mamaya kukunin naman natin ang panig ng Philippine Dragon Boat Team. Makakausap natin si Judith Hakim, Board Director ng Philippine Dragon Boat Federation.